I've discussed what an anti-persona is, but what are some common ones in UX? To give you somewhere to start, I'm going to share 3 common anti-personas that we see in UX. These 3 anti-personas are not just theoretical, they're real people who represent real serious risks. The first common anti-persona worth considering is the thief. If your product deals with sensitive information, this anti-persona could help you anticipate where and how your product could be vulnerable to information theft or physical theft. For example, if you're in e-commerce and you allow users to save their personal information for faster checkout, how might a hacker use your website to steal that payment information? If you sell physical goods as an electronics retailer, how might a thief steal that merchandise without a trace? Typically, these thieves are motivated by selling what they steal. What's important to ask is what tools, technologies, or methods are they using to achieve that goal? You can then ask what countermeasures you have in place to anticipate how they'll try and steal and prevent the theft. The second anti-persona you might create is the creator or sharer of illegal content. If your product enables people to communicate freely, like in an online community, it's possible for illegal content to circulate, which could be illegal and severely damage the user experience. Social features are becoming increasingly common in product experiences. If you build social features that enable free expression, who might share illegal content? And what type of content might they share? This is almost guaranteed nowadays. You can then consider your product's stance on handling such material. Do you have standards for the community? How do you uphold and enforce those standards? If someone has been exposed to this content that violates your standards or the law, consider how you support that user in the aftermath. The third anti-persona you'll want to consider creating is one that represents a child. Children can misuse your product by no fault of their own and harm themselves physically and emotionally in the process. For example, think about how they could mistake pills and a pill organizer for candy. Also consider how the product could harm them emotionally if it serves sexually explicit or violent content, for example. To mitigate these risks, consider whether your product in a child's hands could cause them physical harm if misused or cause them emotional harm. Unfortunately, if a child misuses your product, it's difficult to recover from that. It is especially critical that you create a child anti-persona if your product could cause harm to a child, and test your designs with children. Regardless of the intent of these anti-personas, they can all cause considerable damage to users and the brand if users get the sense that product designers weren't careful enough in providing a safe experience. Considering these 3 anti-personas can help you prevent harm to users and the business, and avoid bad press.